Every dollar you pack away in a savings account represents hours of your life traded for a currency that is actively losing its value. By following the traditional rules of saving, you are choosing a path that leads away from financial security. This friction is visible every time you check the price of gas or your monthly grocery bill. Despite your best efforts to budget and act responsibly, the cost of simply existing continues to climb while your savings stay stationary. This persistent economic pressure results from a financial system engineered to reward debt and penalize those who hold on to cash. The act of saving dollars has become a psychological trap. It provides a sense of security while your actual wealth is quietly redirected to support a larger institutional engine. Most of us were raised on a simple economic story. We were taught that banks act as intermediaries, collecting deposits from savers and carefully lending that exact capital out to local businesses and homebuyers. This narrative relies on the image of the bank as a secure fortress, where your specific funds sit safely in a vault until the moment you decide to withdraw them. In reality, the moment your money is deposited, it legally becomes the bank's property. It is reclassified as their capital, giving the institution full control over how that value is deployed. The bank uses your capital to generate high-interest loans and significant cash flow. In exchange for providing the raw material for their profits, you receive a minimal interest yield that rarely keeps pace with the rising cost of living. Traditional banking functions by utilizing depositor labor to build institutional wealth, leaving the saver's purchasing power to be eroded by the very system they trusted to protect it. Modern banks do not require existing savings to issue credit. When a loan is approved, the bank creates new money by simply typing digits into a computer screen. This is the official policy of the world's most powerful financial institutions. The Bank of England confirms that whenever a bank makes a loan, it creates a deposit, bringing new currency into existence. This mechanic reveals our current paradigm. Almost all money in circulation was born as debt. To maintain liquidity, the system requires constant expansion of borrowing. This newly created debt money flows through the economy to settle previous loans and satisfy old promises. Our money supply functions as a vast, interconnected ledger of debt that must continuously grow to remain functional. This debt-based architecture creates an inevitable conflict between the digital world of finance and the physical world we inhabit. The physical world is strictly finite. Extracting energy, securing land, and harvesting resources requires immense time, labor, and physical constraints that cannot be bypassed. Financial claims are mathematically infinite. Debt and currency are generated with effortless speed, far outstripping the growth of tangible assets. This leads to a world where trillions of new monetary claims constantly chase the same limited pool of real-world resources. This fundamental imbalance is the engine of inflation. When the volume of money expands faster than the production of real goods, the price of those goods must rise to absorb the excess currency. In this system, inflation provides the necessary expansion to prevent the debt engine from collapsing under its own weight. This structural inflation creates a clear divide in the economy. The primary losers are those who trade their time for a fixed salary or hold their wealth in paper promises. Because wages generally lag behind the creation of new money, the purchasing power of the average employee is constantly diluted. As the total money supply grows, each individual dollar buys a smaller fraction of the economy's total output. Conversely, the winners are the entities positioned at the source of money creation, the banks earning interest, the governments managing massive deficits, and the individuals who own scarce assets. This mechanism facilitates a constant transfer of wealth. Value is drained from those holding currency and redirected toward those who control the debt and the underlying assets. Relying on a savings account effectively ensures the gradual depletion of the value created by your life's work. The wealthy protect their time by moving out of currency and into hard assets that the system cannot easily dilute. They prioritize the acquisition of tangible, cash-flowing properties and businesses. These assets represent real-world utility that tends to maintain its value even as the currency used to price them loses its luster. They also hold physical commodities and monetary metals. These assets are constrained by the laws of physics, making it impossible for a central authority to inflate their supply with the stroke of a key. This strategy is built on a single rule. Wealth flows to those who use money to acquire finite things, rather than hoarding digital promises. Breaking out of the treadmill requires moving past the mindset of an employee focused on saving and toward the mindset of an owner focused on cash flow. In an inflationary world, the choice is between falling behind by holding depreciating dollars or securing your future by owning the finite assets that the system is forced to inflate.